Give him a nice big round of applause and bring him up to the screen. Oh my goodness, Tony, what were you thinking?
Bom dia, bom dia. You
Bon
know,
dia.
you were talking about bacalhau and whatever else, and I don't have a song. I said, you know what? Why not King Barreiros to start? A guy from the Minho.
Is he from the Minho? What are your
Yeah, he's from
neighbours?
Vila Praia d'Âncora. He lives in Vila Praia
Excellent,
d'Âncora.
excellent. Yep, very good. Very good. He's a legend. I saw him, and he came to San Martino. He's been doing the circuit, obviously, of the festas in Portugal. He appeared, and I saw him with Filomena. And you might want to explain what's going on with that song. He's talking to a lady about her bacalhau. All good, clean fun. I hope.
Good, clean fun. You know, King Barreiros is one of those, like, you know, Portugal has a lot of black humor, right? If you go to Caldas da Rainha, you go to all these places.
Careful how you sit down in Caldas de Rainha.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And so, what it's about, that song is that really, you know, he wants to quero cheirar o bacalhau. He wants to smell her codfish. So
Of
you
course.
read between the lines. He wants
As
to go.
any, as
He wants
any.
to go into the kitchen and he wants to smell her codfish. So
I
this
heard especial. It's very special, isn't it?
exactly. So
I think the lyrics partly are "it tastes better than it smells" as well. Is that right, or is it the other way around, vice versa?
I
Anyway,
don't know. You got to put your. You know what I always say? Go like this.
okay, all right, excellent.
Dip your
Life
finger
advice.
first. On
Life
anything else,
advice.
just don't go full head first. Always dip your finger.
Oh my goodness. Very good. Real estate advice and life advice from the man in the Mino. Moist or dry this morning, Tony?
Very moist,
Brilliant.
extremely moist.
Very moist. Right. Okay.
It's dewy. It's a lot of dew. It's not
Ooh.
rain. I'd rather it rain, but I
Yeah.
hate this. It's like, you know, it's like foggy, rainy dew.
Or hanging in the air.
Hanging in the air is just like it'll be a humid day. So
Oh, I see. Okay. So, how have you been? What you been up to?
all is great and just
Yeah.
busy during the summer month of August with a lot of friends visiting here. You know, sometimes when you work hard, but you got to play harder, right? Work hard, play harder. And the
Yes.
month of August really is about, you know, family, friends, get-togethers, cookouts, barbecues, you know, the whole things, the festas, the feasts in the villages, even in the city halls, fireworks. Well, fireworks up to a certain point because of the fires.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Um, but nonetheless, that's the kind of month it is always, and keep you busy. Actually, you know, we've closed a few transactions this month. When others are, you know, I always say when others are crying, here we are. I'm going to be selling handkerchiefs. So we've been,
Oh, you're all heart, aren't you?
you know,
Yes.
and they need handkerchiefs. What are you going to do when then somebody's crying? Here, let me sell you a handkerchief. You know,
Oh, you rascal.
and but yeah, we've been extremely busy, and oh yeah, that's a new listing we're going to be putting on the market too.
Hmm. Am I
And
allowed to
so
play this? Sorry, you did send it to me. Is this for public consumption?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, good. Oh yeah, yes, it's got an Instagram watermark on it there. So does it feel like you're back at work now? Because it's certainly that. It was funny. It was just like pressing a
There's
button.
actually video, a sound. I'm not sure if you want to put the sound.
Oh, sure. Okay, just a
I
minute.
started from the beginning because it
Three
actually
bats, three full
that's
bats.
okay.
Two of them are en
Oh,
suite.
okay. I'll go right back to the beginning and we'll hear you.
Hello, everyone.
There we go.
And bon dia, alegria. Good morning. And here, looking at this beautiful property in Valença do Minho
It's about
that
location,
we will be putting on the market
location.
very shortly. It's a modern home, 3 bedrooms plus an office, or bedroom rather as well. 3 baths, 3 full baths. 2 of them are en suites. Manicured lawn. Great construction and finishings throughout.
It's a pretty place.
And
Yeah, it's the
we'll have a look
location
inside
of this
in
property.
just a bit.
You're right in the city
But
center,
for
you
now,
know, practically.
just the exterior.
You'll walk to supermarkets, health center.
Also has a carport.
Oh, they're doing
Where
works on the new health center here, kind of hospital.
A
So
4-car garage.
4-car garage. Remind us what's the name of the town, Tony?
Valença
Look
do
at the
Minho,
back
Valencia, the
of
Minho.
the
Okay.
garden.
within
with
walking
fruit
distance to the
trees, room for a
supermarkets,
pool.
everything.
And yeah, so this
You know,
is
it's
the
a center,
back.
really. You're living in a city
4-car
center.
garage, and there's actually storage as well. And Let's look at here.
Kind of like modern, but
Inside of the
also has
house.
some rustic features. You
The
know,
garden.
stone,
It's got
beautiful
all
garden.
sorts of
2000.
Oh, hello.
Bom
Oh yeah, these
dia.
are my friends.
Oh, it looks like.
Hello.
Is there a little path down to the end of the
This is a
garden?
water
That's a
pump.
nice
Yeah, yeah,
touch.
Water wells.
yeah, yeah,
Wells
yeah.
too,
All
actually.
sorts of
And
water,
yeah,
lots of
my
fruit
visitors
trees.
are here. I'm entering into their space, and here you have
Yeah, I had a warm
orchard,
reception by my
assorted fruit trees.
four-legged friends.
Okay, and
Nice.
definitely room here for a pool, tennis courts, lots of space here. The grounds cover almost 2,500 square meters, and the house is pretty big.
I think we might need your voiceover because it's a bit low on the video. So
Is it?
perhaps you
Yeah,
can talk us through it as well.
2,500 square meter plot, four
Yeah.
bedrooms, two of them en suites, four baths, four-car garage. It has over 200 square meters of living space, not construction space, not counting any, but living space. And it's a two-floor. On the bottom, it's great because you could do like a wine cellar or like a man cave or whatever, studio apartment or something.
Craft beer brewery. Craft
Yeah,
beer.
well, there you go. Exactly. And
Um,
thanks for pointing it out. Yeah, that probably was a little low when you played from here. But again, everything, real estate is always about the price, is always about location, location, location. And this location is, you could see, not only sunny, you have a nice mountain view, 360 degrees, but it's about walking to the supermarkets, walking to the health center, walking to shops, to the bus station, to the train station. Okay, you're in a city near the Spanish border, exactly, Thunderduck. It's in Valencia do Minho. And
how
this
far
is
away? How far from Spain?
I can walk. You can walk over. It's
You can
literally
walk to Spain. Walk
can
to
walk to
Spain
Spain.
from this place.
You're right on the edge of the where they have the fort, because the Valencia has a fortress city inside. This is outside the fortress city, but it's right on the base of it. So you can walk along the fortress and go over the metallic bridge, actually built by Gustav. Well, not the disciple of Gustav Eiffel. And here you're looking at the inside of the property. Now that's downstairs going, as I was telling you. But it's an office or a bedroom, but real walking distance. Okay. And nicely finished off. It's a great home. I mean, they built too big. Now they're downsizing. So we helped them with the piece of land. They're building on a smaller piece of land, and they're going to be selling this home. They're going to put it on the market, and it'll be sold, I'm sure. In due time, we'll have a buyer for it. The value is 440,000 euros. But again, superb quality finishings. When they built it, it wasn't built to get sold. It's just too big for them. Home. They have built-in wardrobes, and even the kitchen, fully equipped kitchen, nice air conditioning, right? You have air conditioning there, all the works in the home.
Very
modern.
good.
Yeah. I mean, you have to see the heated towel racks, right? For those winter days. But the location, it really is, because walking to, if you love going into Spain like I do, I mean, it's like hot. It's just a skip and a jump. Really, again, here's a nice view of the living. It's an open space, and the kitchen is fully equipped, but it's spacious, so lots of space. They have a nice big island for cooking, making those entertaining. It's great for entertaining as well, because that's what it's about.
Very nice. And these folks, they know how to make a house. So you say they created this for themselves, but they're downsizing now.
Yeah. They're actually building a 2-bedroom house, half of the size here. They don't need that big house anymore.
Well, they've made a beauty there, haven't they? T-Duck's got his eye on some of the fixtures and fittings. Glass cabinet. Want that one. Yes, very good, Matty. You can walk anywhere. I think we were talking about the convenience of walking to Spain. It doesn't take a couple of days. It takes a couple of minutes. Takes a couple of minutes.
That is true.
Actually, we have viewers, I believe, on X as well. We had a bit of a situation yesterday. We're playing music as we're really enjoying doing that here on the morning show, but we got taken off YouTube.
Yeah, the live streaming. I was there. I was listening, and then all of a sudden, I thought it was like, man, did I violate some rule or regulation?
I thought it was you. Oh,
I
sorry.
thought it was me. I thought it was me because I was writing about moist and humid and whatnot. I mean, And so I
Guilty
said,
conscience, right? Okay, no, it was me. And I believe we are streaming on X as well. And I was told by StreamYard, who we stream through, that comments on X would come through, but they don't seem to be. So apologies for that if you're trying to communicate to us via X. Joao Ernesto Donort joining us in about 10 minutes to talk of his trip to the Pyrenees. I was saying you're in the Pyrenees of Portugal, really. It is perhaps the most mountainous area, isn't it? And you're going to get those mountain views and vibes up where you are, Tony. Is that right?
the Pyrenees, you're talking about the Peneda Gerês?
Yes, and I don't know how far you or how able you are to see Portuguese mountains from that part of Portugal, but
I'm at the base. We were at the
yeah,
base. The Minho here is at the
yeah,
base. You have the other side of Braga, Trás-os-Montes,
yeah,
even, that whole area there, right? But I'm on the base on the northern side, in the Peneda Gerês. You have villages like Melgaço, Arcos, Valver Soares, beautiful to visit with those grain storage where they used to put the corn.
yes, yes,
The beautiful, and then it's roaming. They had a little bit of fires this year too at the beginning of this was in the beginning of August, but it's still in its protected areas for, like, you have the wild Iberian wolf, and the horses roaming, and cows and everything. So
and
walking
granite.
trails. I mean, it's a lot of nature if you love. So, and areas of like Monção or Melgaço, Valença, Paredes de Coura, Arcos, Ponta Barca, all those areas are right on the base of the Peneda Gerês. It's a beautiful part in Portugal too.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you because you were talking of the location of that beautiful home there, 440,000 euros, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. And the location being somewhere where you can see these mountain views, so you get this sense of rurality, but you're also walking distance from the supermarket. Is that a trend now? Because in the last 10 years, possibly 20 years, people have wanted to come and live in central Portugal, as Matty's talking about. And well done, Matty, on choosing a good location. And what you're describing as the biggest fire in Portuguese history. I don't doubt you for a moment, and I'm so glad you and your farm escaped without any too many difficulties there. But people are getting a bit scared to live right out in the country. My sense is that people are feeling a little bit abandoned by the government out in the countryside with what's happening with the fires, and are choosing possibly the lifestyle you're talking about. So you get this sense of being in the country, but you're nearer to facilities, which is obviously going to be better as people are aging as well, right?
Yeah, I don't, thankfully, unfortunately, it burned a lot of acres. I think the biggest amount in history of Portugal this time around.
Yeah.
Although, if you look at it, the number of victims, which was also high, some firemen, it was bad. This year was bad. But mainly burned is forest land, not
Yeah.
home. So they're,
Yeah.
they protect the homes, or at least they try to, if it's possible.
Yeah.
But we get most people, they want to be in the countryside, but along the coastal area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what I mean by that is because they have great accesses to the hospitals, the supermarkets. If you're living in towns like Valença do Minho, you don't even need a car. You live here, like in that home, you
Yeah.
don't need a car. You really don't. You have buses, trains. You live in Vila Nova de Cerveira, the same thing. You're going to get a 360 degree, because we are. I mean, look at this. Look at
There it is. There it is. Yeah.
this is Spain on one side, Portugal on the other. Okay, and what you're surrounded by mountains. Okay,
Yes.
you have a 360 degrees. But the areas of like Valença do Minho, Vila Nova de Cerveira, Caminha, Viana do Castelo, they are all serviced by train. So you can get to Spain, to Porto, you want to go to the airport, whatever, the infrastructure. So people want to live in the countryside, only because living in the city center, although honestly, if you live in the city center of Valencia, any one of those villages I just mentioned, it's not like living in Lisbon or Porto. It's not like living in São Martinho do Porto. Not like living in Leiria or Caldas. Not like living in Coimbra. It's very, like we have here, probably Valencia has maybe 2,000 people living here throughout the year, if that.
Yes.
Okay? Vila Nova de Cerveira has half of that. Viana do Castelo maybe has about 20, 30,000 city center. And then even around, with all the suburbs, around 35, 40,000. Okay. And so it's not busy. So people love to have the services. Remember, it's a fine tune, right?
Mm.
People want to be able to walk to the supermarkets, be able to walk to the coffee shops. Granted, every single village, even if you live a little bit out interior wise, when I say interior, like, but it's the code. There's some villages even in Ponta de Lima are a little bit isolated. Ponta Barca, Monção, Melgaço, but every single little village will have a local coffee shop. And so you're not that far from. There's always one. There is, I don't know any village that doesn't have a watering hole, right? Call it that. And
Well, you
so,
get your cafe con cheirinho in the morning.
yeah, o café com cheirinho. I mean, or people playing the cards or whatever. The older gentlemen. And so people want to be close to infrastructures. And granted, we have an age gap that we have a niche market. I think probably anybody that's looking to work with us and move here, they're in their 60s, 70s, so they want to be close to the hospitals. They have to go to medicine and this and that, and a lot of them don't want to be far away from civilization either. And so we had people in the past bought some homes in a little more interior village. We've sold them for somebody younger in their 50s, 40s or 50s. They don't mind. But as you get a little bit older, there's certain things you want to be closer to the hospital. That's always a big question, and the supermarket. So location. But in this whole area here, in this all these municipalities of the coastal Minho, not the interior Minho. Okay, we're not talking about like Jerez. We're not talking about like Salurico do Basto. We're not talking about Braga interior, because that's all Minho. This is all Minho. But the coastal Minho, you're probably going to we still have the mountains, we still have the path, the trails, the river walks, the river beaches. We have all that, but we have the added advantage to be closer to the airports, closer to main roads, and just a lot more easier access, but it is what it is. But people do want to live in that, they want to hear the birds chirping. I think.
Well, it offers all of that, it would appear. More listings of that kind at infinite-solutions.pt. Always good to check in with you, find out if you're moist or dry up there in the Minho, Tony. And is there anything else you need to let us know about before you go? Are you flying off anywhere interesting in the next few hours?
No, not flying, but I'll be walking to Spain, actually. So
you're popping to Spain today, are you? Right.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna pop in there with some friends, have some tapas for lunch, and
okay.
Do what we love doing. I always say that you get your Doli. Portugal is the number one in the world of wine, right? Consumption, right? So get your Doli.
Yes. Well, before you go, actually, we thank you for our heads up, our tip for the Good Morning Portugal Wine Club for next month. Great session last night. Yeah, I've got a picture of it. I just want to say hi to João Ferreira as well. Good morning to you, João F. Great to have you on our screen once more. Do you like this wine? We've got João de Norte next. We've got João F on the screen popping in to say hi. Tudo bem? Good to see you, João F. This Intermarché own brand DAO, you're already a fan, a convert. We're all going to get this and drink it together on the first Monday of October. What's your one-line review of this then, Tony, before you go?
Surprise, delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah. I mean, price, quality. I mean, Portugal, you close your eyes, you go not on the top shelves, right? But on the lower shelves, and you find bottles of wines for €1.5, €2, less than €3. Phenomenal wine. This might cost €2 at Intermarché. They have like Pingo Doce has one, the Toriga Nacional, just the single grape variety too. That one you should try it on there too. Delicious. The Toriga Nacional from Pingo Doce. It is outstanding.
#delicious. Not unlike yourself, Tony Barbosa of infinite-solutions.pt. Great to see you, mate. Have a great time here in Portugal and in Spain. Take care. Ciao.
Bye, everyone.
Muito bom dia to Tony there. Always great fun. And we'll keep that applause going and bring João Ernesto onto the screen. Olá, bom dia, João Ernesto. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Raucous crowd in today. Back fresh from the Pyrenees. You're looking shiny and bright as though the Pyrenees has had that clearing effect on you and your skin there, John.
Yeah, Yes, had the top down a bit.
It's nature's moisturizer, and it's like having Evian sprayed on your face, isn't it? Going to the Pyrenees. How was it?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah. Trip of a lifetime. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yes.
We've been a lot of places, but this was a bucket list, to be honest, actually. Never been there. And yeah, it was just really fun taking it all in. And may have to go back there and spend a little bit more time. This was a rather short trip. We just took 1 week.
Yes.
And the drive there is actually fairly long. Next time we might fly. There's the village of Pau in southern France, and we might fly there and then rent a car and then travel around. But yeah, we stayed overnight in Burgos, España, and then went into the foothills.
Look, I don't know if this is how you want to do it, John, but this is your slideshow, basically. Should we run this in the background and you talk over it, or would you prefer me to play the whole thing in its entirety with the music?
Why don't we play the whole thing with the music?
Yeah.
Starting from the beginning, and then later we can talk through it or something.
Yes. Okay. So let's catch up with this beautiful trip that you've just had, and as you say, you drove there in the beautiful Beamer. So let's hear it. Let's go back to the beginning and give it a spin. All right. Here we go. Oh, we let me just try that again, because we did have some music at the beginning of that, and it seems to have disappeared now. So let me just do that one more time and bring it onto the screen. And yes, cheers, Tony. Thank you very much for your appearance here, Antonio Barbosa. Let's go to the video now. There we go.
This is on the Bordelais. Best place.
Yeah.
Like Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
This is called. Now on the way, and it's that the writing on the roadway, Tour de France.
Tour de France.
It's the highest pass in the Pyrenees. This is the village we stayed at. A nice tour of the Grotte de Meadow, which linked with a river. Where we stayed. Called the Marie Blanc. Wow. And this is Sant'Anianiga, Spagna, which is at the foothills of.
Beautiful. That's amazing. You've got a knack for finding some great breaks and getaways from Portugal, inside and out of Portugal, actually, John. That is no exception there. How far did you travel? And what's the journey time from Portugal getting over there?
From here to Burgos is 5 hours.
Okay, not too bad.
And then from Burgos to Sant'Anianiga, Sant'Anianigo, sorry, Sant'Anianigo,
Yeah.
is a 3.5 hour drive, so much shorter. And that's just right at the foothills. So from there to the Col de Portelet is only half an hour. And then descend and drive to the Col de Bisque, and then up the Col de Bisque, and then down, and then up through the valleys and up the Col de Portelet, and then down past La Mongie and to Saint-Marie de Campan, and then to our town, Campan. That was, well, obviously we're just taking our time and stopping everywhere. So that took most of the day, just for fun. I think if you were just in a hurry and you just drove the whole thing, it'd be 2 hours. But we probably took 5. So.
And all lovely places to drive through. It's not like some road trips you do. Some of it you just want to get out of the way. Presumably, a lot of it was very beautiful to drive in its own right.
Exactly. I mean, it was a driving holiday. So I mean, the long slog, 5-hour drive, that's a bit much. But then the rest of it is just all fantastic. And then you're just enjoying the drive. You're getting out and having a coffee. You're going for a hike. You're going to explore some things, and so you're just seeing some lovely villages, lovely farm towns. Driving through the goats and the sheep and the cows and the horses. Mm-hmm. We got chased by mountain dogs.
Did you?
Off the Col de Bisque, because the little convertible. You're sitting down low, and the dog is at the window, and with his teeth and everything, he can look right in. So you feel rather intimidated there, because we had driven. We're driving slowly. We're not driving fast on these mountain roads, and we had actually gotten in between where the sheep were and where the dogs were, and that's the no-no. So the dog took great offense at that and chased us for a good long way.
Quite right too. He's just doing his job, right? Just doing his job.
Yeah, he's doing his job, right. Okay. I should have taken a picture of the sign we saw, warning for hikers of how to behave with the mountain dogs. It was very interesting. Yeah. So there's instructional pictures of don't approach them, don't get in between them and the cattle or the sheep that they're with. Don't approach them. All these kinds of warnings, because it's their area to do their job.
Absolutely. Okay, we're sort of unpacking a little bit from what we saw in the film there, and this is the Grottes of under the Pyrenees. Then presumably,
this is the Grottes de Meaux, which was only a 10-minute drive from where we were staying.
Right, very nice.
There's apparently like half a dozen of these grottes throughout the Pyrenees. A lot of limestone hillsides and things. So this is actually quite common throughout the Pyrenees, and so it's kind of fun to take them in.
And you mentioned the writing on the road here. I mean, it's obviously clearly a great place to drive, a very enjoyable experience in your top-down motor in the Beamer. But this is cycling country as well. This is Tour de France country, isn't it? And these, I mean, you get a sense of how hardy these cyclists are, right? And the effort they go to get across these mountainous regions.
Yeah, Pam and I have been watching the Tour de France probably for, 20 years.
Right.
And so it's something we look forward to every, the beginning of July is when the Tour de France typically starts. And they go all the way, all throughout France. But they typically always visit the Pyrenees and for the mountain stages, and the Alps, of course, for the mountain stages, with flats and time trials and things like that in between.
Yeah.
So these mountain passes are incredibly famous for the ascents and the battles, things going on throughout the Tour de France. So this year, if you care to look it up on YouTube, stage 14 of the Tour de France 2025 Tour de France went over these passes. So it started in Pau through Lourdes up to the Col de Tourmalet, down the other side past La Mongie, the ski resorts, to Saint-Marie de Campan, and then up to I always forget the name of the other pass, but it ended at the Um, the Super Bussard, but it's called the Perosod is the other one. Well, we didn't visit that one, but I wish we had. It's a bit of a lower elevation one, but these are all super famous. The Col de Tourmalet, which you saw with the picture with the writing, that's the highest pass in the Pyrenees.
Incredible.
And
Incredible.
this picture here is actually called the Bisque. This is actually the most fun because of the weather that day, being all misty, moisty, and mysterioso. So it really kind of gave you that Lord of the Rings kind of
above
feel.
the clouds, incredible. So were you driving through clouds at times then? You presume,
Yeah. So sometimes you were in a bit of a rain or a bit of a just. Actually, why don't you play the other video that I sent for mood effect, and that'll give you a feel of that's the ascent going up to Col de Tourmalet.
Right. Okay.
And that'll give you kind of the feel for things.
That's the one, right?
Yeah, this is the one. So Pam was doing the videoing.
Just so everybody knows. Yeah.
So you know. And
It's great.
Yeah, the road's a bit more wide than you think. But notice the road there. There's not a single crack. It is smooth. So it's designed for the bike riders. I mean, it is well maintained. This is of course a high mountain pass with snow and ice, and it's smooth as ribbon.
Yes. Oh, fantastic. Not unlike driving up in the Serra da Estrela range that Matty was championing. He was taking issue that I think you'd left out the Serra da Estrela. But another order of magnitude and scale we're talking about here, aren't we?
Yeah. Actually, Pam and I are going to go to Serra da Estrela and drive to the top just because we have it in our
got to be done.
We're going to go there on Thursday.
Are you? Wonderful.
Yeah.
What a lovely comparison. Okay. You'll see, you'll have roads like this for sure. Over that way, probably not as well maintained, and if you, it might be your misfortune to be stuck in a contraflow system at Mantegas, where I think Coach Turner and I, no, it was me and Colin, I think, Colin and I were in the what's he got, a Toyota, and we waited at a set of traffic lights for 12 minutes. You have to wait for them to come all the way down.
Is that you said the village of Mantegas?
Yeah, very close to Mantegas. It's worth it for the crack, but
that's where we're going to stay. We're going to stay.
Is it? Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
okay, so that'll be good. Yeah, allow that. I think it's the 12 minutes. I've got a video of it which is sped up to just maybe a minute, but yeah. I'm sorry to see you go, Joao F. Just popped in to say hello. Unfortunately, you've got to run to work awaits. Hope to be back soon. Missed the morning GMP show a lot. We miss you as well, Joao. Excuse me. Looking forward to it's all this mountain air is repeating on me, John. Absolutely wonderful. I'll just have a look at a few more of your photos here. Superb, tributes, of course, sculptural tributes to the Tour de France and the cyclists, and these fabulous clouds in the valley here. Yeah, very very Mordor, isn't it? Oh, and then I meant to ask Antonio about this country crock. I don't know what that is. I'm getting the sense of why Portuguese have trust issues when it comes to plastic fruit and a box of biscuits that actually turns out to be a sewing kit. But I've yet to translate cheguei aqui e não vou fazer nada and what country crock is. It looks like something.
Country crock in the U.S. They sell that. That's fake butter.
Oh, that's why they've got trust issues, because it's like, I can't believe it's not butter. And actually, when you taste it, you really can believe it's not butter. Okay, that's why. Beautiful photos, beautiful time in the Pyrenees. As I say, you've got a knack for choosing fantastic trips, John. What you got planned? Where else are you going?
Well, like I said, we're going to Serra da Estrela on Thursday, but at the end of this month, we're headed back to the U.S. again, and we'll be back there through October, November, and coming back mid-December. So we'll be there for Thanksgiving and all the fall colors in northern Minnesota, which is famous for beautiful fall colors.
Yeah.
So that'll be our next trip, to spend some time with family and take care of some business and things like that.
Yeah, good for you. Yes, I do have the video. I'll find that and send it to you, John, so that you can either avoid it or enjoy it, so you know what you're up against. Went to the Pyrenees a couple of times with the army cadets from school. Our leader, Major Pat Whitmore, had worked with the resistance there during the war and still had friends there. How amazing to be with a living legend like that. Joao de Nort, if you're going to the Serra da Estrela on Thursday, pop over to my place and have a meet. Carl has my contact details. How about that? Gumbers meet
That might
Gumbers.
be fun.
However, only one of the 3 cafes in town, he was telling us earlier on, is open. There's a lovely woolen mill in Mantegas that Mrs. T and I visited, worth taking the time. And Colin and Ian and I ended up in the most amazing, I think it's the San Lorenzo Hotel, and we had a cup of coffee there and a biscuit as we took a little bit of a rest.
That's where we're staying.
Is it? That is a fabulous place, John. You will not be unhappy. Yeah, it's superb. We chanced upon it, and we got the view looking back down the valley, and another great place to drive. You'll enjoy being in your Beamer there as well. How wonderful!
Won't be in the Beamer. We'll be in the Mini Countryman. So.
Oh, excellent! That's just as good. Okay.
We want to give fair treatment of the 2 boys. So don't want one to get jealous.
Don't want the other car feeling left out. Anything to tell us about Pontelima, which is of course where you live? It's been a busy summer there, hasn't it? Lots of lovely footage from you of wonderful cultural events. We made a short of one of them because Pontelima is really rich, isn't it, in its offering to local inhabitants and to tourists. Anything interesting coming up there in the next?
Absolutely.
What you got?
Well, as Tony said, it is definitely moist and wet here today. Yeah. But the biggest festival of the year, which is famous throughout Portugal, is the Feiras Novas, which is coming up just in a week's time. It's supposed to be one of the biggest fairs in all of Portugal. We get inundated with 1 million people. There's no parking anywhere. It's you're walking around like sardines, and everybody's having fun. And there's all kinds of rides for the kids and things. Of course, they have various different parades and bands and fireworks and all of that kind of stuff. So it's a week-long festival. It's not a day thing. It's a week-long from the 10th through the 15th or something like that.
Wow! So
but they've actually started already. So I mean, why wait till the 10th? So all the stuff's already set up. All the booths and the rides and things. So it's already it's already difficult to get into town.
Yeah, the effort people go to with these things is amazing. The Portuguese never seem to tire of putting on an event. Feiras Novas there, it's the new fair, but it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest, in the country, right, of its kind.
Yeah, I have to look it up, but I know it's several hundreds of years old.
Yes.
But it is the new fair. So
it is the new fair. Were you serious? Finally, John, were you serious about playing a bit of Rammstein before we go today?
If you like, do you know the song?
No, I the only time I ever hear of Rammstein is people making jokes like, "What about Rammstein?" As though you're up against it. It's a bit of an ordeal to listen to. Dare we go there? You never know what's going to happen on this.
If you love German, it's you got to understand. Part of German culture is understanding or knowing Rammstein, and you should look at the lyrics for the song "Son." It's actually quite sunny, quite positive. You wouldn't think so from the way it's sung, but you'll understand if you play.
All right. So if you're, I mean, is this death metal we're dealing with here? What's the genre?
No, it's unique. It's its own sound.
Okay. I'm worried now. So the song is Sonne, Sonne, right? I found that.
Yeah. Look up the lyrics for it. It's actually quite good.
All right. Other German music, Scorpions. How about Wind of Change? Who doesn't like a wind of change first thing in the morning? And before we go, and we will play Rammstein and Sonne, but this is very interesting and useful information. Thank you, Mike, for this. Not sure if anyone has heard of this, but our daughter's bus was pulled
Seatbelts on a bus.
all all of the coaches have seatbelts on them, and you are meant to wear them. It's not enforced by the
True.
drivers, but here we go, GNR seatbelt check. They were on the way from Miranda de Cordova to Coimbra, and as you might expect, yes,
Everybody put on your seatbelt.
back. I had it on all the time, honestly. Put their seatbelt on, and the GNR let them go. Just a little bit of a reminder to wear your seatbelt on the bus. When I went to Lisbon with my little lad the other day, he very conscientiously put his seatbelt on straight away. That's conditioning from being in our car, and Mum saying, "Is everybody strapped in?" Before we go. Great to chat with you and hang out with you, John. Thank you for your footage from the Pyrenees and for your song choice. Thank you very much, John. I need to switch things up and change things a little bit with the settings. All the best to you, mate. Have a lovely trip to the Serra da Estrela. I want to see the look on your face, of course, when we play this. So we're going to go back to full glorious stereo for this. And we play Rammstein and Son to say goodbye today. Here you go. Where are you, Rammstein?